Welcome to Google Classroom Session 1, Introduction and Creating a Class. If you're not familiar with Google Classroom is a free web service for schools, nonprofits, and anyone with a personal Google account. Google Classroom is a learning management system. You may be familiar with things such as Schoology, Blackboard, and other learning management systems, and Google Classroom is Google's version. Google Classrooms makes it really easy for learners and instructors to connect inside and outside of schools. It has a super simple, easy interface that anyone can use to help manage their classroom, even if you are not a tech expert. That video provided with you a brief overview of the interface of Google Classroom. As you can see, it's pretty simple, and this class will show you how to use all the features and some tips and tricks for making Google Classroom an essential part of your classroom. If you're taking this class, you're probably interested in utilizing Google Classroom for one reason or another. Here are some really good ones for why you should use Google Classroom. It's exposure to an online learning platform, or an LMS, a learning management system, that is easy enough that you can use it with any grade level. I use it all the way down to first grade. Google Classroom is super easy to set up. If you've ever used other learning management systems, you can see that they are very cumbersome at times and confusing in terms of organizing. Google Classroom takes just minutes to set up and a short time to give assignments and feedback as well. Google Classroom also helps keep you and your students organized by taking advantage of Google Drive. You can differentiate in Google Classroom by assigning certain assignments and activities to only certain kids instead of a whole class. You can go paperless. If you are a Google Apps for Education school, which you must be to use Google Classroom with your students, you can do all your assignments through Google Drive and never have to take a piece of paper from a student ever if you don't want to. Students can't complain that they lost their work because everything's on the computer within Classroom. So there's no more "my dog ate my homework" unless a dog can virtually eat every assignment in Google Classroom. You also have one-stop shopping for communication and feedback. Students can go in and see your comments on their assignments, and you can have conversations with them individually and independently. So if a student is having a problem, you can let them know, and you don't have to let them know in front of the entire class. And one of the best reasons is engagement. Kids like computers. So getting their assignments and turning things in and be able to communicate with teachers and students, if you so desire, is an awesome feature to help engage your students. Some of the basic features of Google Classroom are: one, it saves you time as a teacher. You can easily add students, you can manage multiple classes, you can co-teach with other teachers, you can have up to 20 instructors in a course. You can have rich assignment materials. You can add videos and links and docs to help your students. It helps you prepare in advance as well, because you can save posts and assignments and schedules as drafts. It's great for quick exit tickets and polling by using the question feature. And it helps you keep your students organized, your classes organized, and allows you to keep your resources all in one place. Communication and collaboration is also one of the basic features. Your students and you can access the classroom anytime, anywhere. As a teacher, you can create real-time feedback. You can manage class discussions. You can share content. And you can communicate with parents or guardians as well. The first thing you will want to do is create a class. You also have the ability to create sections within a class. So if you teach trigonometry and you have period 1, period 2, period 3, period 4, you can create a class and create all those sections underneath that class as well. When you create a class, there are certain permissions you are going to want to set in terms of students' ability to post and comment. And just so you know, there is a class size limit. You can have up to 20 teachers co-teaching a class and up to 1,000 students in a course. Let's take a look at how you can create a class.
Google account. One way to access Google Classroom is through the Apps menu on your Google homepage. You can scroll down and look for the Classroom icon and give a click. To create a classroom, simply click on the plus sign. It says Join or Create a Class. Click on the Create Class button. And this is basically saying if so, your school must sign up for G Suite for Education. So basically, this is basically the message I'm getting because I'm logging in with my personal Google. So I could check this off and hit Continue. If you don't get that message, that means you're logged in with your school G Suite account. You can create a class name, so I can call it Third Quarter Technology. If I'm going to have more than one section, you can label the section. I can say First Period. You do not have to label a section. And you can put a subject if you so desire. You do not have to. There are some subjects that are already there for you. So you can pick a topic, a subject if you want, or leave it blank, and simply create. Your created Google Classroom will now show up in your main display. It opens up the classroom, and here's your basic interface. You have your stream, where you will post any kind of post. You can click on Students, where it will show you your class code to give to your students, or where you can invite students. And About is where you can set class permissions, look at the calendar, invite other teachers, and add class materials in general. Let's take a look at setting permissions in a Google Classroom. Click on a classroom that you are the owner or the teacher of, and you can click on Students. Here's where you can set some permissions. Right now, students can post and comment on anything. If I want students only to be able to comment, which means they could reply to a comment on a certain post, but they can't post their own information, create their own post, you can change this to students can only comment. If you do not want the students to be able to post or comment on anything in the classroom, you can do only teachers can post or comment. I recommend this one if you are concerned about your children and how they will handle the interface.
There are a couple different ways to invite students to your group. You can invite them via email as an individual or group if you have them set up as a group in Google Groups, or there is a class code. There's some setting permissions for students that will be important to go over. Let's watch the video to see how you can invite students and set up permissions for them as well.
It is very easy to invite students to join your Google Classroom class. First of all, the student does have to have a Gmail or G Suite account. You can click on Students and give the students a class code. When a student goes to Google Classroom, they will see a plus sign. They can click the plus sign and click Join Class. This is where the class code that for you appears under the Students tab. This is all the students need to join the class code. They can simply insert the class code in here and click Join. That's one way to get students into your class. Another way is to click on Invite Students, and you can type students' name or email. And if they are in your contacts, or if you are working in a Google Suite Apps for Education domain, you should be able to type in a student's name and have them names come up, click on their name, and click Invite. You can do a whole bunch of kids at once. So I could find another child and invite her. So all you had to do was know the student's name or their email address, click on them, and click Invite. And then they will be invited into the class. If you choose to allow your students to post and comment or comment, and you find you have problems with one student that's not able to handle the ability to post or comment, you can mute individual students while allowing other students to post and comment. Simply go into the Students page, check off the kid that you're interested in muting, and go to Actions. You can just mute them, so they will not be able to post and comment, and notice how it says, he can still submit work, other students won't see it, he can't reply to classmates' work, and he can't comment or post. Everyone in the class still has the ability to comment or post. Another way to do that is in the stream. If you see a student's post, like for example, Joel Warsh says, I don't like code.org. Simply click on the menu. They sometimes say it's like a snowman, but it's the menu choice, and simply mute Joel Warsh. It gives you the same parameters, but you also can say, I want to delete this comment as well. So there's how you can manage students' comments, allowing some students to comment, and muting others if necessary.
The last piece of this first session is about how you can invite co-teachers. It's under the About tab, and there are different permissions that you should be aware of. Only the primary teacher can delete a class, and by primary teacher that means the teacher who actually created the class in the first place. The primary teacher cannot be unroll or be removed from the class, but you, as the primary teacher, can remove a co-teacher from the class. No teachers can be muted in the class, so they will always be able to comment. And the primary teacher is the owner of the folder in Google Drive, which we will talk about later. After the co-teacher joins the class, the co-teacher has access to the class Google Drive folder. Let's take a look at how you invite co-teachers.
Able to add a teacher to co-teacher class is really an excellent tool. Whether you are same grade level teachers and you want to collaborate on a project or be able to share ideas, Or if you have an interventionist who would like to access part of your class, or for example, like me, a tech teacher, sharing their tech class, or being a co-teacher of a regular class so she can have access to the resources the teacher is using with the students. It's really simple to invite a co-teacher. You simply click on About, and down here it says Invite Teachers. I can type in the name of my teacher, and if they are in my Google Apps for Education domain, I'll find them, click on their name, and simply invite. And it tells you right here, teachers you add can do everything you can except to delete the class. So you don't have to worry about someone deleting the class, but remember, they will have all the other access to assignments, grading that you do as the teacher who created the class in the first place.
Here is your assignment for Session 1 Google Classroom. You will create a class and invite me to be the co-teacher and a student in the class. How you will do that is you will post the class code in Edmodo under Assignment 1. Using the About tab, you will invite this email address, jwarsh@lec.edu, to be a co-teacher. So, I will become a student in the class by using the class code with my personal Gmail, and I will become a co-teacher in your class by you inviting me through the About tab. Also, part of the assignment. Read the articles that are linked in the document called Links for Google Classroom. You will create a Google document and share it with me, the instructor, or you can type your reflection directly into Edmodo. You will reflect on how you think Google Classroom can help you in your teaching. It should be a paragraph or two long, not more than a page.